What's up, y'all? Welcome back to yet another episode of the Pushing Purpose podcast with your girl and your host, Tiffany, aka TILAGO. Y'all, I know I left you hanging again for like 2 weeks. I think I've missed 2 episodes. But you know what? We're going to talk about that today. I'm going to be vulnerable. We're going to open up as I always try to be, but I'm going to be even more vulnerable today. Because you've already seen the title. So why don't we just jump in? Like, honestly, y'all, I have been trying to do like everything under the sun, like every single idea that has come to mind, like every cool thing that has come. I've been like, ooh, I want to do that. Ooh, I feel like I'm supposed to do that. Ooh, I feel like I'm supposed to do that. And these are things that I do feel like God is like, yes, you have the grace to do these things, but I don't know if I'm really taking enough time to like ask him like when to do them, right? And so I'm saying that as in like, I know that I'm supposed to be doing the podcast. I know that I'm supposed to be on YouTube. I know I'm supposed to be working. Okay, I know I'm supposed to be doing all these different things, but like there's just so many ideas that I'm trying in this season that are also time consuming, like that really take a lot of time and energy and heart and, focus and consistency and determination. They take a lot of stuff, and all of them take a lot of all those things. And I was just sitting here today, and this podcast is honestly, today's episode is going to just be me kind of chit chat, and I haven't really written down notes. This thought just came to mind, and I was like, yep, that's what we're going to talk about because it is fresh on my heart right now. And so I was sitting here just now, and first of all, work is great, but work is a lot right now. Like I've got a lot that just kind of piled on me in the past few weeks. And so I'm trying to like work through that and, balance work with, work-life balance, right? Like I'm trying to find that again. And at the same time, I'm trying to continue with my creative things, right? And then I'm also trying to make sure I'm spending time with family and friends and make sure I'm getting me time, make sure I'm resting. Like I'm trying to make sure I'm doing all these things. And I am kind of now feeling a little bit like I'm just like running all over the place, like a chicken with my head cut off, like this week. And I know it's because there's a lot of loose ends, right? Like a lot of work, a lot of creative things that I haven't like finished yet, or like things that I'm in the process of doing. And so I'm like, okay, Tiff, you just need to sit down. So I was sitting here and I'm really, really, really enjoying creating vlogs and like getting content for vlogs and like piecing them together and editing them and things. Like I'm really enjoying doing that. And so I had gone out today to go and work from a coffee shop. I did that. I just got back and I was like, okay, I'm going to work some more because again, I have a lot of work to do. So I was like, okay, I'm going to work some more. But before I work, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to try to edit this vlog because I kind of want it to go out tomorrow. And so as I'm trying to sit here and edit it, I'm getting fueled, right? I'm like, this is like, I love doing this stuff. Like, this is so cool, whatever. And I was editing it and I said, oh man, but also tomorrow a podcast episode needs to go out. And I was like, there is not enough time in the day for this stuff. And if I'm being honest, I probably really haven't been managing my time well, like during the work day. So I've been doing all kinds of stuff. So that's why work is also piling up, or that's one of the reasons. Okay. Like the main reason is it's just a lot of work. But like in terms of time management for even after work and stuff like that, like the past few weeks, like I really have not been doing well. And so now everything's coming to a head to where like I want to push stuff out for you guys and I want to create and I want to do the things I believe God has called me to do. But I'm just like, there's not enough time. And then you know what I had to face? The fact that like I literally cannot do it all. No matter how many ideas I have, no matter how much passion I have, no matter how many dreams I have, no matter how much energy I have, I cannot do it all. I am a finite being. And I just sat here and came to terms with that. And then I said, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to process this on the podcast with you guys right now. And so you also are a finite being like me. And so guess what? You cannot do it all either. And so I believe that this season is really requiring more focus from me and more focus from you, especially if you're going to live in and on purpose. It always requires focus, right? But I just sensed something where the episode that I kept trying to record a few weeks ago that I never recorded and you never got was an episode called Don't Chase the Shiny Things, or Stop Chasing the Shiny Things, where it's like every new thing or every new cool thing in front of you, you want to go and try to do and try to, figure out. But now I'm realizing that I didn't record that episode, or I didn't get that out, because the root of that episode is this, what I'm talking about today, the fact that you cannot do it all. And so, like, no matter how many shiny things come to mind, no matter how many shiny things you see or you want to do or you are intrigued by, you can't do it all. So you can't even chase all the shiny things if you wanted to, right? And so I really am like, honestly, I'm trying to make this episode shorter today too, because I'm like, I still want to show up today and be consistent, but I'm like, I'm facing it. I'm facing it right now. I'm looking it dead in the face. I'm looking my limitations dead in the face right now. And I think that sometimes we just have to do that. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a thing that we beat ourselves up about. It is a thing to face and to understand and to know, like, yo, you just do not have it all. You don't have all the energy. You don't have all the knowledge. You don't have all the resources. You don't have it all. And so it's okay that you can't do it all. It's okay. God did not create you to do it all. He's asking you to give him your focus so that he can show you the things that you need to do in this season specifically. And so that's what I'm facing today. And I kind of want to talk through things that are coming to mind right now, is just talking through like how you really process that even better, and how we really live from that fact that we cannot do it all. So, okay, how do we go live knowing that? So the first thing I'm having to remind myself is remember to pray. Always seek God, especially before you are about to do something that's going to take up a lot of your energy, time, resources, your mind, right? Like, you want to go to him and ask, like, hey, God, like, is this actually the season that you're calling me to do this in? And if it is, can you show me exactly how to do it, right? Because I don't believe that there's like, that you can't be doing multiple things, but I do believe that you've got to go to him so that you know like exactly how and exactly when to do all the things, right? Even if there's 5 things you're doing in one season, like he can maybe show you different ways to do them. And so that's the first thing I have to remind myself is like, always seek God first before you do things, before you go out and set out to do things, not only because you want his wisdom, but you also want the thing that you're doing to be blessed, right? And the way you do that is you invite him into it before you get started. Don't start it and then go ask him, hey, like, how do we do this? Like, nah, let's go talk to him first and be patient and waiting for his answer, right? And so I believe that's something I've got to get back to doing, which is why the last episode was me talking about praying about purpose. But that's not to say, again, that I didn't pray about all these passions and exciting things that I'm doing right now. It's just that you can never stop praying, right? Like, even when you get the first answer, like, you want to keep going back to him, keep asking, keep seeking. Even like every step of the way, you want to keep asking God even more questions, to ask him for even more insight so that he can give you even more wisdom and to help you to do the things that he's called you to do. So that's the first thing, is never stop seeking God. Always seek him first before you start doing all the shiny things. Another thing connected to that, seeking God, is like, as you're listening to him, like, pay attention to your body. Pay attention to how you feel, what you're like thinking, your thoughts, like, if you have peace with certain things as you are trying to try all these new things. Like, pay attention to your body. It will not lie to you. And I'm saying that in a sense of like, when I'm trying to do these things, I'm getting tired, right? Like, I said that me recording or editing the vlog was fueling me up. And so that was something I was paying attention to, is like, is this draining me or is this fueling me and making me more excited? And it is fueling me, but also energy wise, just like physicality, like biology, physiology. One of the ologies, like, I'm still getting energy drained, right? I may be getting like spiritually and internally like fueled and filled up, and passion, is growing, but physically, like, I'm still getting tired because I'm thinking about still all the things that I have to do. But you want to pay attention to your body when you are doing certain things, and your body will not lie. God can speak to you through your body. He can speak to you through how you feel. He can speak to you through the thoughts that you're having. He can speak to you in any way. And so if you're trying to figure out, like, is this the right thing for me to be doing in this season? Am I supposed to be doing all these things? When you're doing each thing, pay attention to your body. Like, ask yourself, like, okay, how do I feel right now? Like, what is this actually doing to me? And it's not to say that if you feel bad doing it in this season, that you're going to feel the same way doing it in the next season. It's just that maybe you don't have that capacity right now. Maybe that's not what God is actually calling you to do right now. And it's okay. You can keep that passion. You keep it just bundled up, but use the passion that you have now for the thing that He's called you to do now. And then this last one is kind of like, I'm going to process it as I'm talking, okay? Because it has to do with external factors. It has to do with people. And so I was going to say, pay attention to what people are responding to and like how they're supporting you with certain things. But that's not what you want to do, because there can be things absolutely that God calls you to that people don't catch on to or don't find interesting or intriguing, but because God has called you to it, you are supposed to be obedient in it anyway, no matter what people say, think, or how they support. But what I will say is, you want to pay attention to how the things that you are doing are impacting people around you. Like, if there's a certain thing that you're doing and you're like, people are not really interested in it, or they're kind of like, okay, that's cool, I'm just going to support you, but I don't really know if that like aligns with who you are, who I know you to be. Sometimes that can actually be an indicator that you are trying to do something that is not authentic to you. Like, people know when you're being inauthentic, right? And so sometimes that is God speaking to you through people too. It's like, yeah, if they're not really rocking with it, I might not have called you to it. So it's just an indicator that maybe you need to go back and pray again, ask God again. Now, if He tells you to keep going and people still don't support, no problem. Keep going. Do what God tells you to do. And then on the other hand, if there's something that you're doing that people are really latching onto, really attaching to, and really wanting to see more of from you, even if you don't like it, keep going, because that's probably something that God has actually called you to. Again, pray in that too, though. And here's a prime example is, if you follow me on anything else other than YouTube, well, on YouTube, I've been posting them too. I've been doing these videos and I've been starting them saying like, hey, to the single Christian woman, right? And I've just been speaking to the single Christian woman. Now, when I did the first one, I was not expecting to do more than one. Like, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna put this out and like, whatever, right? And the first one blew up on TikTok, at least. Well, on TikTok and here on YouTube. And I was like, okay, maybe I should do another one. So then I did another one, and it also got more traction than any of my other videos were getting. And I was like, here we go, right? And so then I started talking to my friends, and I was like, this is not what I wanted people to want from me. Like, this is not what I wanted to be able to use to impact people, because I don't know, I've just had a twinge of something like not wanting to be that girl who's like the single Christian girl. And I'm talking to single Christian girls, like, I just didn't want to be that girl, okay? But I'm realizing that that really is having impact and helping people and bringing them back to God and helping them to focus and helping them to sustain and be strengthened in their weight. And so I'm like, okay, maybe this is something God is calling me to. And it's also fueling me. Once again, I'm paying attention to my body. It's fueling me. It makes me uncomfortable, okay? But it's something I had to accept. It's like, girl, this is your life. You are a single Christian woman right now. Like, you can encourage people. You can help people in this because you've been through things, or you have figured out ways that have helped you to be strengthened and to sustain to be sustained through God on this walk and in this weight. And so why not help people? Why not share it with people, right? And so I'm just saying that to say, like, even if people are supporting and it's something you actually don't really want to do, yes, pray about it, ask God about it, but it probably is something that He's calling you to, especially if it's getting traction and gaining traction. And it aligns with His word and aligns with who He's called you to be. So honestly, y'all, I think that's all I got today. I really just wanted to come and speak on where I am. I feel like I'm going to end up fleshing this out and making this another episode too. Like, there's going to be more to this, but I really just want to encourage you, for the person who's trying to do all the things, for the person who's trying to juggle it all. God did not call you to juggle through life and to feel depleted, right? That's not the life that He calls you to live. Now, there will be grind seasons. There will be seasons where you just gotta grind it out. You're gonna be tired. You're gonna be like feeling like you're all over the place, but it is a season that God has called you to and that He has graced you for, right? But in the seasons where you don't feel like you really have the grace to do everything that is on your plate, it's okay to take something off the plate. Listen, some of us don't want to take things off the plate because we don't want to hurt somebody, or we don't want to disappoint other people. But I'm telling you right now, If you believe that you are the one who is holding things all together, then you are sadly mistaken. God holds it all together. He is the sustainer of all things. Therefore, if you have to actually disappoint and hurt some people, because you taking things off of your plate will do that to people, you just have to trust and believe that God has them in his hands, that God is going to keep them. God is going to heal them. God is going to, be there for them. And they will be okay. And you will be okay. And so I really want you to take a second for our pit stop journaling prop moment of the week. Take a second and really look at your life and ask yourself, can I handle everything on my plate right now? Can I handle everything on my plate right now? Let that take you where it does. Answer it honestly, as I always say. Say yes, say no. And then when you answer in a yes or no way, ask yourself what needs to go. What things need to go. And if you're like, you know what, I'm not handling enough. There's not enough on my plate right now. God has called me to do more. Be honest about that too. But either way that it goes, I really want you to take some time to think through this and to be intentional about this, because God has really called us to live a life in and on purpose. And the way that you do that is you've got to be focused in this thing. You've got to have the right things on the plate. You got to seek him and ask him to give you wisdom to know which things are supposed to be on your plate in this season. And you got to be okay with what he says. Okay. He has graced you for the things that he's called you to. He has not graced you for the things that he has not called you to. And you have to be okay with that. So, okay, a little bit of a shorter episode, a little bit of I hope it wasn't all over the place to you, but it feels like it was to me. But I just want to encourage you and let you know that it is okay that you can't do all the things. You're not supposed to, you weren't designed to, and you are able to change and pivot and shift anytime that you need to. Okay, just keep following and trusting God. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, thank you so much for coming and watching or listening. Make sure if you're here on YouTube that you subscribe so that you don't miss an episode or a vlog. I've been vlogging a lot lately. Also, make sure that you go ahead and like this episode if you did enjoy it or if you got something out of it. Maybe drop a comment. Let me know what you actually got, and make sure you share it with someone who needs it. And then if you are listening on a streaming platform, then you already know the deal. Make sure you rate and review the podcast and give us 5 stars. We love 5 stars over here, okay? And also share it with anyone you believe needs to hear it. And shoot me something. Shoot me a DM, text me something. Let me know that you listened and that you really got something out of it. I just always love to hear from you guys. And so without anything else, thank y'all so much for listening. Thank you so much for rocking with me as I continue to be vulnerable and to just try to figure out my purpose journey as well, right? It's a journey, it's not a destination. And so I just love that you guys continue to come back and continue to glean something from my walk. I pray that the things that I share with you guys really do help you to, one, not make the same mistakes that I make, but also to just be encouraged on your purpose journey. You got this. God is with you, and that is all that matters. So anyway, I'm gonna go sit down, like I just said, even though I'm already sitting down, but I'm gonna really go sit down. And so until you hear me or see me again, I want you to go push some purpose. See y'all.